Hello and welcome to F1 Into the Barrier with me, George Close, reviewing the 2026 pre-season. Guys, we are hours away from qualifying. We are just over a day away from the first race of the year with these new engine regulations, these new aero packages that are shaking up everything. And my God, is it exciting. And to kick us off for the new season, I've got a new cap. As you can see, a Jarno Trulli Jordan cap, my favourite purchase of the off-season. And we've had a very interesting off-season. We've had drivers go away. We've had Lewis Hamilton come out very calm, seeming very excited for the season ahead. But top of my prediction for the champion of 2026 is, of course, George Russell. Mercedes, everyone's been talking about them. They seem to have got the best power unit, the best aero. Have they been sandbagging? Almost certainly, because at the end of the last FP2 session, George Russell revealed his real long-run pace. And I think it's set up. They've definitely got the strongest car. And Antonelli's obviously the second driver in that team, but George Russell is clearly a step ahead. Behind them, oh, it's exciting, but don't get your hopes up. The hope kills you. We've got Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari. I think are probably just above McLaren. And we've got reigning world champion, Lando Norris, and Oscar Piastri, who's going to be fired up as hell to come back and try and make a difference this year and get one over his rival. But is he in the car to win a championship? Are McLaren going to have another chance again soon? Who knows? But he's certainly going to be fired up. And then I think we have the Red Bulls. But it's interesting how those top teams have all still stayed as the top teams. Just maybe the order has shuffled a little bit. And then it's interesting, right? We've got Audi, who have taken over from Sauber. Maybe the best of the rest. We've got Hülkenberg there looking good. We've got Alpine looking okay. Haas as well, looking all right. And the Racing Bulls. They're kind of neatly nestled in. I think it's hard to tell until qualifying really what happens there. Behind them, we then have the Williams, who had a bit of a disaster in pre-season, if we're honest. Not getting the right parts, couldn't go to the first test. On the back foot, and disappointing because obviously I'd been particularly excited about a James Vowles run into a new regulation. So I think they're going to be disappointed on the back foot. Then we've got Cadillac, who are admittedly off the pace, but they're a new team, I think to be expected. You can't get your hype up too high there, but obviously very, very cool to have Bottas back racing. And we'll see how he does against Sergio Perez, who again has got a point to prove me wrong. That's for certain. But my God, the disaster train of Aston Martin powered by that Honda, it's not looking good. Vibrations, Fernando Alonso talking about maybe being able to do max 25 laps before nerve damage. Lance Stroll saying it's around 15. It's all gone wrong. They're not happy with their aero package. They just did an announcement that they've only got 2 working batteries for the weekend. I don't think they're going to get 2 cars out this weekend, personally. I'm not even sure they're going to be close enough on pace to compete in qualifying. And qualifying is going to be wild, by the way, because a lot of the teams are saying because of the battery and energy saving you have to do, there's going to be really bad queues in qualifying. So I think it could be chaotic. And I think because of the nature of the engines, we might actually have to see the way that qualifying timings are done change in maybe a few races' time. But we'll see. Let's see how it plays out. Maybe everyone's getting ahead of themselves. You don't know until it starts. And that's the fascinating thing about this. Other seasons, you have iterative cars. It's always exciting. But this really is completely new territory. And yeah, it's exciting. On Aston Martin, by the way, they're talking about all these problems because there are allowances to make in-season upgrades. But you've got to wait 6 races. So that would be after Miami on the 4th of May would be the first opportunity they have to use these new credits, basically. Then the ADUO credits, additional development, something. Oh, it's boring F1 speak, isn't it? I can't even remember. So they will have that as a first opportunity. However, if Bahrain and Saudi Arabia are cancelled because of Trump's little Iranian adventure, the 6th race will take place in June after Monaco. So, God, that would be terrible. We'll see just how far back they are and if maybe Honda are given extra allowances even within that window. But it's so bad that they can't actually race. I think for the good of the product of F1, maybe something will happen. But a Cadillac, a Williams really going to want Aston Martin suddenly back in the fold when they are also themselves further back? I don't know. What I do know is, on the positive side, I'm very excited about the racing. I'm not super hyped about some of the energy saving. I'm excited for the engines and for the cars to get better. I'm hoping there is some fight at the front. I'm really excited about George Russell. I hope if Mercedes are ahead that Antonelli is competitive and can challenge him, so at least we have something there. And listen, the Max train, you've got to never write off Max Verstappen. The Red Bull is not far enough back to be written off, and Max is a good enough driver coming from back to always make an impression. Hadjar, we'll see. He's clearly not going to be on the pace of Max. I don't expect him to be. Max is a incredibly gifted driver. But if Max is in the middle, we're going to have wheel-to-wheel Max, which is always very interesting. Just depends whether he's going forward or depends whether he's defending. We'll see. But Lando Norris, is he going to have a bit more swagger now as champion? I'm not sure. It looks like before the first qualifying session, everyone's got their money on Mercedes. Are they right? I don't know. And that's the thing with Formula One. It's actually a real don't know until, I suppose, we get to Q3 and we see who takes pole position. Anyway, Marshals, I'll leave it there, short and sweet, ahead of the new season. My money, well, it's where everyone else's money is. George Russell. Catch you next time. Bye.